Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for November 8th. November 8th is the 312th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 313th in leap years, with 53 days remaining to the end of the year.
Today's word is caducus. It can also be pronounced caducus, not to be confused with caduceus. Caducus is an adjective which means to fall easily or before the usual time. An example of the use of the word caducus comes from a book called The Sea by John Banville, and the quote is, "It was a morning after the storm, the disheveled lawn littered with a caducus fall of leaves." This word comes to us from a Latin word that means falling, which was derived from a word that meant to fall, ultimately from an Indo-European root word that also meant to fall. These root words are also the source of the words cadence, cascade, casualty, cadaver, chance, shoot, accident, occident, decay, deciduous, recidivism, and perchance. Earliest documented use of the word caducus is 1684. Caducus.
With that, have you ever heard of Murano glass? Well, on November 8th, in the year 1291, the Republic of Venice in Italy, Venice, enacted a law to confine most of Venice's glass-making industry to the island of Murano. I looked it up, and it's actually several islands connected by a bridge, but that's what they said, the island of Murano. This is the birthday of astronomer and mathematician Edmund Halley, born November 8, 1656. He used the laws of motion to calculate the periodicity of a particular comet, and it was named after him when, oh yeah, it really did come back just like he figured. Halley's Comet comes back ever so often. Edmund Halley lived to the age of 85. This is the birthday of businessman Milton Bradley, born November 8, 1836. If that name seems familiar to you, you may be thinking of the company he founded, Milton Bradley Company, a board game manufacturer. Hasbro bought Milton Bradley out some years back, and I don't think anything is currently being produced under the Milton Bradley name anymore. But if you've ever played Hungry Hungry Hippo or The Game of Life, Twister, or Yahtzee, those started out as Milton Bradley games. Milton Bradley himself lived to the age of 74. Montana was admitted as the 41st state of the Union on November 8, 1889. The cable channel HBO launched on November 8, 1972.
In 1966, Laura Nyro wrote and recorded a song called Wedding Bell Blues. This song expresses the lament of a longtime girlfriend whose boyfriend hasn't proposed marriage. She wants to get married now, and if you were paying attention, you heard me credit Laura Nyro. She did write the song and recorded it in 1966, but the version I think probably comes to mind for most folks who were around back then is the version done by the Fifth Dimension. This one hit the #1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100 on November 8, 1969, for the first of 3 weeks in that #1 spot, Wedding Bell Blues by the Fifth Dimension. Links in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include the link to my blog page that is called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, Parler, BitChute, and Gitter. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.